Hi everyone, Mature Simmer here. So I'm back with the Mariah's Pass series from RBJets, scenario 34 here. So it's the next morning in Whitefish, and we're going to run a small consist to Kalispell. And the crew will sort those wagons and then bring back stock for a trip to Olney. So easy difficulty, but a little longer, 50 minutes. Alright, morning 6881. You need to get to Kalispell with a small load, then a crew there will gather up some stock for your trip to Olney. Look over your work order and I'll contact you once you get there. Radio out. Stock request for Kalispell area. Forward, clear the switch and add wagons to back from 3413. So we'll just take a quick look. Looks like 9 steps, so pretty short. So let's see. So 3413. So yeah, so we basically go up and back and grab those cars, which I think are the ones we tossed together on the last scenario. I think this is what we left, so we're coming to get that. So we can go 10. So we're going to be a bit careful here. Guess we should make sure. Yeah, we're good. Because the switches can catch us if we're not careful. But I'm thinking once I get off this, it should be 15, but obviously it'll take a bit to get over there. And yeah, it just depends how much yard work we're going to have. Alright. So we're going to flip that. And then we're going to head back and connect up. So as it said, to the back of 6881. Whoops. These are much more powerful than the tenders that we've got that move around the yard, so I just have to be careful. Again, don't want to have a situation where I hit it too quickly either, so get ourselves down there. So we'll just kind of nurse that along. Right. So exit yard via Whitefish 3413 east. So we'll head back the other way. That's 0.28 miles. So not very far. But there we go. And then we're going to go via the Y. Columbia Falls Y lead, and then to the High Line. So just want to make sure we're all set. I believe we are. So gonna head through here. Oops. And we're immediately causing ourselves a bit of a challenge. But yeah, we're gonna be good with that. So a lot of this just takes a bit of time because we've got to go down the slow sidings until we can connect up. Although I'm sure we have a little bit of a pull as well. Because yeah, we're going to drop things on the high line and then couple some things up and then probably take them all further down is what it looks like is happening. Alright. So heading out here. But yeah, we've got 5.6 miles to that Y lead. So it'll take a little bit to get there, that's for sure. At this point, you know, we're already 5 minutes in, so see how everything lines up. Speed up a bit here, because once we get on the main line, we should be in pretty good shape. And then we'll be able to move along quicker. But you know, this continues to head us away. We'll just kind of go along the mountains, but not into the mountains again. That is behind us now for these scenarios. Okay. I would think. Alright, well, I guess we're not much faster. Surprised we can only go 20 here, but that's what we've got, so we'll just be careful that we don't exceed the speed before we can go up to 60. But that should change over pretty soon here. And obviously we'll want to move as quick as we can so that we can get over there. There we go. So we'll open up the throttle and get ourselves to the Y. Yeah, this looks all good there, so I think we're all set on what we want. I just think again it doesn't show up in blue on that map because we're not really going past that. We're just being told to go to the Y, and then once we get there, I think it'll change. So a little bit of a bridge there. I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like we're kind of going uphill, so it's not going down and speeding up. As soon as I throttle back, we slow down again. But it took us about a mile to get up to speed. So the normal thing with freight trains. So got a bit of a run here, that's for sure, and then we'll be heading off to the right. Alright, well, that's interesting that the 13% isn't speeding us up much, but it's okay. We don't need it to. Just want to keep moving. Not sure what we've got over to the right. Is it sidings or a road? A ditch? I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like a ditch of some sort. So we've got a blinking yellow over there, which just means I think we need to be cautious for the next leg. Or it'll surprise me and I'll have some... I wonder if I should have been asking for the clearance now that I know how to do that. Because I don't know if that's considered a danger signal or not. Alright, so got to be down to 45 in a little bit, and then 20, so we're going to slow pretty quickly once we get nearby there. But got some significant runs here. All right, getting down to about a mile. So this was just a long, straight run for 5 or 6 miles. So yeah, nothing that it's moving me over on. So I think I need to get down to 45 and then 20. So I think we're going to switch here. Yep, there we go. Because the Y is over in that direction. So we're below the 45 we need. But then we're going to be very close to... We're going to be very close to... Whoops. Need to be down to 20 pretty fast here. Hopefully we can make it. We didn't quite. It did it early, so that was interesting. Because yeah, I was good by the gap, but alright, so now we're going to do the Y lead. And this is right where we came through before. Those are the cars we dropped. So yeah, they're starting to fill some of them. You can see they moved them a bit. But yeah, alright, so stop up ahead at south end of Columbia Falls High Line and temporarily drop the current stock. Whoops. Alright, but that's 1.2 miles away, so we've got a little bit of a ways to go. Alright, so we're going around. So we're going to show the task, and yes, we're on the high line. Now we're starting to get some distance there that we're catching up to. I think once we get around the Y and get onto the line is where the 25 is allowed. So less than a mile, I'm sure. So I think that's the plywood line, but yeah, we're basically heading right back the same direction where we had left something on that siding before. And I'm guessing that's what we're going to go collect up. And then connect to it after that. Alright, so we are clear. So go a little quicker. And then, yeah, the line and the siding are there. So let's see, I'm going to connect to the back. So basically, I probably want to get pretty close to the end here, because then I think we're just going to attach things and then continue on is going to be my guess. So it's a little slow through here. But yeah, I think we had dropped a car there. It's gone at this point, so but yeah, we're getting to the break off now. Let me get back toward the front here. I can see a little better. But yeah, I just need to be careful that I'm not past that, because this is shorter than it seems, but again, I can be off the back. I just don't want to be past the front if I can avoid that. So I'm going to start with the slowdown here. And that will get us very close. Because yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop over there, we're going to grab this, we're going to pull it up, and then we're going to come back and attach. And so it'll be these two together. Alright. So at this point, we're just going to drop this. So we're going to clear the switch, add stock to the back, recouple, and continue south. So as I said, pretty straightforward. So there we go. So these people on the road are going to be thrilled because they get to wait for me here to do all this. Alright. So we're going to go here. And we are there. And change that. Turn this. Change that. Again, that may be a 15-mile-an-hour siding. So just going to want to be careful. We don't go too fast. There we go. That's exactly what it is. Just start slowing down so that we don't have, again, a super fast connection there. I need a little bit of a coaxing along. Just, you know, I want to be careful, but then sometimes it's a challenge. Alright. And now we need to go the other way. So yeah, some of this is just kind of going quickly, turning around. There we go. So we're already coming back onto the track, so that was nice and fast. Again, all these poor people have been waiting the whole time. So we're sorry, folks. We're going to try to do this as quick as we can. The switch is there, so alright. Alright, so we are clear. Now we just want to flip that back and then turn around. There we go. Again, we can go a little quicker, but we're not going that far back, so just want to be careful. So it's the high line siding, they all blend together in my head is the problem. Alright, and then we want to go the other way. Go to Kalispell with Seeds, Maine. So there we go. So 9.09, so we're going in the right direction. But I'm sure the folks on the street are happy with our quick direction changes and trying to clear ourselves out of here as fast as we can so they could finally get on with things. So going downhill a bit now, so just need to be careful that I don't exceed the speed. I'm trying to clear the signals and I keep hitting things. Alright, I can turn that down, let it move a bit again. But this is part of why it obviously takes 50 minutes, because yeah, now we're on the line and we're only going 25 here and we can't see anything faster. So, not sure when or if we'll be able to speed up. We're nowhere near the mountains. We're out here in the flats for the most part, but again, there's a bit of a grade, a 1% grade, so we're going a little faster as we go along. At this point it's straightening out. I was hoping, I saw it, I started to apply the brake. But yeah, it's just very easy just because now we're at a 1.3 grade, so I think it's gonna start speeding up pretty quickly, and it is. Let's see if we do 9 isn't enough. Is 12 enough? Yep, 12 is slowing us down a bit. But yeah, if we have to go at this speed the whole time, that pretty much shows how long it takes. But yeah, because then we're just dropping it at the plywood place, and then we're stopping at the main. So, yeah. We need to be here. So yeah, we're going to show the task, and then, yeah. So that's the seeds main, so by the seeds location. Alright, so now we're a little flatter, so we'll speed up. Otherwise it'll take a lot longer. So we'll see how this goes, but now it's slowly slowing us down. So let me see if I'm at 13. Now we are speeding up. And definitely that'll take a bit that way if we're doing that. But yeah, right now our 50 minutes is kind of where we're headed, but that's just to get to Kalispell Seeds, Maine, not to finish the scenario. So just takes a bit of time as I'm checking things out. So alright, so still at 0.4%. It was 0.1 for a second, so I thought maybe I could have put some extra power on and maintained, but doesn't look like it. So getting further down, but this is a ways. I mean, we've still got 7 miles, and right now it's not speeding up any, so this is going to take a bit of time. I really thought that we'd hit somewhere that would let me go 40 or something, but maybe because we're going through, you know, populated areas in essence. I mean, it's out here in Montana with little towns. It doesn't look like it's densely populated, obviously, but I'm sure they don't want trains rumbling through there at 45 or 60 miles an hour is the issue. So instead, we do what we do here. Another road up there. But yeah, I'm basically going to like 25.5, letting it go down to 24.5 or 24. Looks like a train off to the side there. So I don't know if we have a siding on the way here. It's hard to tell. Let me just do this. No. So not sure what I'm seeing. Maybe we're getting to 2 tracks though. Because yeah, I see LaSalle, Maine, so it seems like that is something there. but I'm not seeing anything that indicates it's gonna allow the speed to increase, so I think we're continuing 25 or maybe all the way to Kalispell. Looks like an airport or something. I'm not sure what I'm seeing there. Guess let's pay attention to the speed again, because this is how I get myself in trouble. Start looking at the scenery or reading something, and then suddenly I can't avoid speeding, and that's a bad thing. Like a little bit of a junkyard there, lots of rusty cars, and then wood on the other side. But yeah, I think this just gives us a siding at some point, but like this isn't on the map. Oh no, it is. Okay, there it is. Well, I'm glad I had the switch correct. Guess I should make sure we're good on the other side. We are. So, some empty hopper cars. Looks like maybe they're loading them up with whatever they've got on the ground there. Yeah, I vaguely remember when we were coming out the other way, like the slow speed, but also that I think this town was quite large. And I'm assuming this is LaSalle, but I don't know. So I think Kalispell is further up. Hence the 5 miles. Alright, we'll speed up a little bit again. And this is basically our repetitive pattern at this point. Get to about 25.5, let it slow down 1.5 miles an hour, and repeat. So let's see. Yep, we're through the switch there with the siding in LaSalle. So now we're back onto the straight single track. So, got some rocks on the side of the road there. Clearly. A little bit more power. Looks like about every half hour, or half mile, I should say, we're having to goose the throttle a bit. So, if that holds true to the end, that means we'll be doing it quite a few times yet before we get there. Less than 10 though, I think. But yeah, there's a lot of... Sorry about that. There's a lot of things along the road. So... Again, I'm sure that's part of the reason we've got a really slow line here. Could also be some safety concerns. Oh, I thought I was getting away, but nope, the building's just rendered, and there are more of them further out still. Alright. the ground shifted, and I wanted to make sure I wasn't suddenly having an acceleration problem. But at this point, yeah, it looks like we've got 3 minutes, 2 minutes really. It's basically 7:48, let's be honest. Oops, I don't want to go that far forward. Alright, we'll just keep going along. Wish there was something exciting to chat about here. Now that road is, I don't know if it's just not rendering or what, because the cars just are kind of appearing, and actually the road's like crawling this way, so that is very strange why it's doing that. It's like it's rendering less and less out. Now it finally did it. So there you go. Whoops. Only need to go to 13. Alright, 3.5 miles. But yeah, it's pretty much follow the road, go through buildings along the way, near the road where it makes sense, and farms on the left side where they'd have to get across the train tracks. So it has this like mark that we're going downhill, but it seems like we're slowing down faster than I normally would have expected in that case. Alright. See if we can get to that crossing before we slough off all our speed again. This pace seems to be required sooner and sooner, but we're going under the power line shortly. But we made it to the crossing, and it just gave us more buildings, so yeah, I'm pretty sure we're just staying at this speed and in civilization till we get there. Because I can't imagine it's gonna speed up any at seeds or anything like that, so. Looks like we've got a little ways before we have another crossing, though. They're not as close together as I had been seeing them, although maybe one just came into view. But it's probably still going to be at the 2.5 mile to go mark or further. Yep, that is a crossing. So yeah, some sort of cement factory or something, I'm guessing, up to the left with what we're seeing with the piles and stacks and so forth. Alright. So it was less than 2.5 at the crossing. So we've got some water on the left too. Not sure why cars are popping in and out. I would get if they got outside of my depth of field and then they vanish, but they were like doing it next to me. so that's the... Yeah, I'm gonna say that's definitely a cement factory or something like that. Just speed ourselves up a bit again. Under 2 miles. We're getting close. We're getting closer every second. We're just only getting closer at 25 miles an hour though, so it takes a bit. But we're almost down, 7:46, so we're almost down 4 minutes from the time this should take. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be close to our 50-minute time, although I always seem to be a bit longer because I'm being extra careful, trying to see where things are and so forth, to not make mistakes. So 0.01, so we're kind of flattening out here. There's some big rocks right there. Well, this must be like a stone cutter or getting stuff from the quarry. Looks like we've got a junkyard or something like that over there. Alright, I'm thinking we're probably able to see the 1.25 miles that we have. So Seeds Main is probably in view, or will be shortly. I think for sure by the time we're a mile out it will have rendered, but don't know. But it would seem that we're getting a little further out, but I don't know that that's true, because I'm like, we're getting farm fields again showing up kind of on both sides. So we're just gonna go straight through there. So right now the main road they're crossing, so the gates aren't down yet, which is good. You don't need... Oh, now it looks like they went down. People are starting to line up. So again, I'll do what I can to get myself through here and not block traffic longer than I need, but I can only go 25. That's what they've set here. Alright, 24.8. Half a mile. Definitely cutting through the houses now. So we'll see. This in theory should be our last acceleration before we pass Seed Main. Maybe not. Maybe we'll have to do one more, but I'm thinking that's Seed. But yeah, I just don't know. I think it's still a good ways after that. So, and then again, we have to do a few things around, so no, maybe it isn't Seed Main. Seed Main might be up there. This is something else. Alright, drop freight on Plum Creek Plywood 61612 and hold for dispatch. But 0.8 miles. So we are Plum Creek Plywood 61612, so we don't have to do anything different. We'll give ourselves a little bit more speed here. Get ourselves closer to 25. Now what I probably will check here is that a straight run? It is not, so that probably means we're going to need to be at 15. So, and I think that is, yeah, it's the farther one. But let me slow myself nicely here, because we're going to hit that before we know it. So we'll be coming up on this here, but that's where we're headed, is there. There we go, 15. Kind of what I figured we'd have, but alright. So I'm going to drop it off, and then we're going to stop on Plum Creek, Maine. So I don't know if it's going to have me back up or what. So I may just try to kind of do a running disconnect here. So 218, yep, 218.224. So there we go. Alright, 6881, you'll need to hold over on the next track, pull forward chain junction, and hold at the north end. So now we're heading in the other direction here. And then I'm assuming, yeah, the north end, so we'll see where it has me go. But it's 25, so I can go faster. But it's telling me like 0.3 something, so I'll head where it wants me to, because that would be the responsible thing to do. But yeah, maybe my newfound knowledge after all this is, yeah, if I'm heading in one direction, I guess I could go ahead and just decouple things when I'm there. I don't have to do anything more significant than that, but this should be good enough here. and right about 7:50. There we go. So we'll run through that time, and then that should get us completed. It does. So another one in the books. The Yardwork Kalispell crew is going to deliver the stock you brought to the local sidings, then bring your next load back up. Switch to cab of 7202, hold tight, radio out. Up next, coming soon, Yardwork, Whitefish, Columbia Falls. Scenario complete. So there we go. We speed it a few times, we know that. But not a bad thing. Just 23 seconds longer than we should have taken. So I think we did all right. I'll see you next time.